we're going to talk a fair amount about a post-grad year or prep schools. And so what I'd like to do is, Cory, could you talk for a minute about what a post-grad year is for some that are on this call that may not exactly know what a post-grad year is and what the difference between post-grad and prep school might be?
All right. Well, thanks for that question, Alex. A post-grad year is the year between high school graduation and college. So when you graduate high school, according to NCAA, you have 1 year between graduation and then starting on a college campus. And if you want to do so, you can spend that doing a post-grad year. Now, a post-grad year can be at two different places. One can be at a prep school, which definition of that is pretty much it's a boarding private school, right? So Gonzaga is a private school in downtown DC, but they don't board, so it wouldn't be considered a prep school. A lot of these prep schools have been around for over a century. They've got administrations, cafeterias, dorms, and they're very established. So I work with prep schools around the U.S., even though a majority of them, about 95%, are in New England. There are some sprinkled around Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Florida. And there are prep schools, which are actual brick and mortar schools, and then there's basketball academies. All right, both offer a post-grad year, and I've dealt with both in the past, but now I'm specifically working more with the brick and mortar schools. But it's an opportunity for kids, even in non-COVID years, that need some part of their game or their academics or their character bumped up a little bit. And we'll get into these details later, but just to give a personal story, I actually did a post-grad year myself after graduating high school because I graduated, same as Josh and Alex, from a Catholic school in Kentucky that was perennially or annually #1 in the state. So I backed up an All-American. I was 6'7", 190 pounds when I graduated, and I needed an extra year just to get more reps in and to mature physically and emotionally as a man. And I did that at the United States Air Force Academy's prep school. And after that, I ended up staying on and playing at the Air Force Academy for 4 years. So I did it myself. I saw the benefits of it. And 12 years ago, I placed my first kid into a prep school who was going to benefit from that year as well. And since then, I've tried to learn as much as I can about the prep school world, about as many different schools out there. And I try to figure out, one, who would be a good candidate for prep school, because not everyone that thinks about it doesn't make sense for. And two, if someone does want to go to prep school, what's the right fitting prep school? Because just like colleges, prep schools come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and they're quite different. So I'm kind of like a guidance counselor for families on choosing the right prep schools. And right now, especially in COVID times, this extra year is an insurance plan right now. Josh is going to tell you that things are up in flux. Alex is going to tell you that college programs aren't quite sure what's going on. So a big part of this talk is going to be for you parents and you players and you coaches, what do we tell the class of 2021? And none of us are really going to have the right answer for that. But what I'm telling my prospective clients is, hey, at least a post-grad year is putting things on pause so we can kind of see where recruiting moves to, if they get a vaccine out, and you're going to have a much better playing field and hopefully more options with an extra post-grad year versus trying to go straight to college right now as a graduating member of the class of 21. So that's kind of a basic overview of what a post-grad year is.
Well done. Thank you. And I want to add one little thing in there. So Cory's, like I said, has placed probably about 10 kids into post-grads or prep schools for us. And literally it runs the gamut from, I'm going to kind of go to all angles here. We had we had a boy who had Division I offers and wanted to get higher level Division I offers. That worked out for him. We had a girl from Turks and Caicos, so an international player that we got placed into a prep school. And then we actually had a boy recently who did not even play high school basketball, went into a prep school post-grad year, and then ended up going to play college basketball and going to the NCAA tournament as well. So we've really seen it work for a lot of different variations and work very well.